Hey, what's up, guys? Tolbert here, coming at you with the video for Wednesday 4/29. Really, some updates, um, and we should be getting more as time's going on. The State Board of Education met today and made some decisions about some things regarding school and everything else. And what it looks like from the information that I got today, the last day that you guys will get brand new assignments online is May 28th. And then that first week of June will be like a makeup week of you turning in everything that you've not turned in. Um, and we'll get some more information about grades and passing and failing and everything else. Thanks to those of you that showed up this afternoon. I'm sorry, this morning, and we met and talked about grading a little bit. Um, Pretty informative, very low key. We talked about different random things that we miss during the Corona break and everything else. So feel free to join us Friday. Will be our next one on our flex day. Um, but like I said, this is Wednesday's video. You do have a study guide to do. I have already, and I've got it set up right here under the PowerPoints page. I've already put, excuse me, the PowerPoints that you'll need to do the study guide, and then you'll be good. Um, as this is very slowly loading. Cool. So Wednesday, there's the study guide. It's linked. The video will be right here. Turn in the study guide. Please don't share it with me because I get an email every time you share it with me, and it just blows up my inbox. And I don't need that. Turn it in here so I can see it on here because here it automatically links it with Power School and I can grade and everything. All right. So let's finish World War One. So this is where we were yesterday. You guys came up with some pretty cool stuff. I was looking at a couple of them earlier as to things that we could do to prevent a war from ever happening again. Um, Obviously, World War II happened. We know that now. And so one of these rules got messed up along the way. I mentioned yesterday at the end of the video that it was the 14th point. The League of Nations, we have the United Nations now, but the League of Nations, that's are coming in never got passed because one country didn't do it. And the common answers are Germany. We forced Germany to join. Um, Russia, no, they joined. Every country in the world joined except for the United States. And we're the ones that made it because we were transitioning from one very long I word to another very long I word. And that's going from imperialism to isolationism, where we wanted to isolate ourselves from everybody else's problem. But let's get it done. Here's the big four. These are the four guys that met together and they determined what was going to happen at the end of World War One. We got leaders from the United States, Italy, England, and France. Um, no Russia. Russia got screwed in this whole deal. Okay. So what do we get out of it? There were 8 points we didn't talk about. That's because new countries got created. Those countries, Czechoslovakia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Yugoslavia, and Finland. A few of those don't exist anymore. Czechoslovakia is now the Czech Republic. Yugoslavia is not Yugoslavia anymore. But they made their things. Here's their flags. That's not as important. Here's the big deal: reparations, money. We're like, you know what? Germany really screwed up. So Germany owes us blah, blah, billions of dollars for all the damages that they caused. Okay, few things. Thing number one, it wasn't Germany's fault. Germany didn't start the war. Germany just took up for their little brother Austria-Hungary. So number one, Germany's really getting screwed over in this deal, kind of like Russia. Number two, it doesn't matter how many billions of dollars we say Germany owes, they ain't got it. It could be 1 billion or it could be what we think now estimate wise is 34 billion. It doesn't matter. They didn't have the money. And so, guys, that would be like me coming up with you and saying, you know what, since if you've missed one e-learning assignment, you've now got to do 34 e-learning assignments a day. It doesn't matter. If you've not done one, you're not going to do 34. You're just going to be like, forget him. You're going to call me all kinds of ugly, nasty names, and we're going to move on from it. And you're not going to do it, right? And so Germany really, really, really took this in a negative way. You can't blame them. You can't blame them at all. Three big weaknesses that we saw with the Treaty of Versailles that ended World War One. Number one, German resistance to the war guilt clause. Not only did we want them to pay money, we wanted them to sign a piece of paper that said that they felt sorry for what they did. They didn't feel sorry for what they did. They were helping out their little brother. They got in a war, they lost the war. You know, like I very vividly remember this. Um, we used to always do homework at the dinner table when we were in school, and my sisters were in kindergarten when I was in fifth grade. And I think I've told all my classes the story. If not, here's the quick lowdown version. My sister Hannah is accident prone. And when she was in kindergarten, she tripped and fell on her way to sharpen a pencil. And when she fell, the pencil actually went in this little space right here in between her eyeball and that bone, right? And like it was literally stuck in there like this, right? And she had to go to the emergency room. She's got a little scar right there. Freaked my parents out. They were always like super, super worried about us getting hurt after that. And so I remember like a year later, I was in sixth grade. My sister was in first grade. I don't know why I had this idea, but we used to always do our homework at the dinner table. And my parents were cooking dinner. And Hannah got up and she's just, being Hannah and all clunky and everything. And I pulled the seat out for her and I was like, "Here, Hannah, I got the seat for you." And she's like, "Oh, thanks." And rather than sitting down gracefully, she just went to plop in the chair like this. And as she was plopping, I pulled the chair out from under her. She plopped and she hit her chin on the table. She bit her tongue, so she's bleeding out of her mouth. She was crying. I got my butt whooped. And I remember my dad said, "I want you to go to your room and I want you to think about what you did." And what he wanted me to do was feel guilty for hurting her after she stabbed herself in the eye with a pencil. And I went to my room and I thought about what I did and I laughed a lot because it was really funny. Um, it was really funny. I didn't feel bad. And like when my dad came and got me for dinner, like I knew how to play the game. I was like, "I'm sorry. She could have really got hurt. It was really stupid. I shouldn't have done that." No, like it was like number one, that's not even going to work. Number two, Russia gets left out. And number three, there were tons of problems in Southeast Asia, specifically Vietnam. And we'll talk more about them coming up. And the United States, don't worry about writing down part two. You don't need that. Just get part one. Um, we went from imperialism to isolationism. People wanted the idea is that if you just focus on yourself, um, then you won't have to deal with anybody else's problems. And World War One was a lot of other people's problems. And if you watch that shell shock video, people were coming home with parts of their face missing. They were missing arms and legs. People were blind. People were shell shocked. That's modern day PTSD. They weren't the same anymore. Um, they were really messed up. And so they were like, you know what, we're just going to focus on ourselves for now, which I think what is what the United States is going to do post coronavirus. Um, so many people, we were talking about this in my fourth period group earlier, the idea of this Chinese disease. Guys, COVID has been around for a long time. Like there's been different variations of COVID. Um, COVID, COVID stands for corona, CO, virus, VI, disease. And this one's 19, not because it's the 19th one, but because it started in 2019. The bird flu, the Spanish flu in 1918, um, which it didn't even start in Spain. It started in Kansas. Um, I think we're going to like really just focus on ourselves and we're not going to worry about, excuse me, global trading as much. We're going to worry about getting our own economy stimulated. That's just what I'm thinking. All right, guys, that's going to put us about 10 minutes on the video. If you need anything from me, hit me up. We got a test coming up on Thursday. It'll be on SchoolNet like normal. Um, as always, if you need anything, um, I'm an email or a reminder away. Um, so yeah, let me know. Song of the day, throwing it back to the 1940s. Billie Holiday, not Billie Eilish, Billie Holiday has a song called Solitude. It's actually pretty good as you're spending week 7 of solitude inside your house. At least you guys have your family and stuff. I've got my cat. I'm going crazy. It's okay. It's okay. It's all okay. All right. If you guys need anything, hit me up. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.